Dr. Hinson, in your experience, what are the most significant health challenges facing Black men today, and why do they go up undiagnosed or untreated?
Well, I want to take a step back, because I know it's, the question is geared towards specific diagnoses, right? But
Hmm.
to me, everything falls under an umbrella, right? And if we can address the umbrella, then we can address all the other things that fall under it, right? So for me, the three biggest issues, especially with Black men, black people, period, but especially with Black men, is spiritual illiteracy, okay? A lack of self-knowledge and a lack of self-love. And these things, these are not mutually exclusive pathologies. They work in tandem. All right. When I talk about spiritual illiteracy, I don't mean that in a religious sense. All
Hmm.
right. To me, religion is a guide to spiritual development, right? But when I talk about spiritual literacy, I'm talking about our understanding of our divine nature. All right. When the Bible says, let us make man in our image, it's not talk about in physical form, but rather in this ability to create, to manifest, right? Because we literally have the ability to change the things that happen within our bodies. All right. A lot of it has to do with a lot of the reasons why we're in such poor health is from the decisions that we
Yes.
make, not because we are intrinsically sicker people. No, in fact, we are the strongest people. When you control for all the socioeconomic differences and lifestyle differences, we are the strongest individuals on this planet. But we make bad decisions. We're exposed to bad elements, right? But we have the ability to control these things. And that's what I mean by spiritual literacy is understanding this divine power to create and manifest the things that we need and want in our lives, and to understand the interconnectedness of all things,
Hmm.
right? The interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. This is one entity. It's not broken down into parts. That's one of the biggest fallacies of Western medicine is it breaks everything down into these individual components. No, this is a system. And this is a system of mind, body, and spirit. So to understand that, and so that we're not looking at, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go and see about my heart and not see about my mind. Like
Hmm.
that doesn't make sense, because it's connected. If you're not mentally well, your cardiovascular system is not going to operate optimally. So we have to get away from that, the way that other people think. We are much greater holistic thinkers and intuitive thinkers, okay? So spiritual literacy, the biggest thing, the lack of self-knowledge, and this kind of goes into that also, not understanding that we have the power to make these changes, right? Um, um, Not being aware that it's going to take that we're greater than the individual. You see that the power that we really have is in the people, not the person.
Hmm.
So we just talked about organizing and centralizing. That to me is the first step towards greater health, right? Because people tend to move towards what the group is able to accomplish. So if we can
Right.
form the group and the
Right.
group is dedicated to improving the state of the group's health, then the individual will gravitate towards that, you know um and then I said, lack of self-love. So to me, the greatest form of self-love is discipline,
Hmm.
right? Doing things that are right for you, even if the conditions and the choices for you are not necessarily in line with what's right for you, which is how society is constructed for
Hmm.
us. Sure, we don't have the abundance of fresh produce and high quality foods within our neighborhoods, but that doesn't mean that we have to voluntarily walk into the stores that sell us poison and give them our money and eat
Hmm.
their poisons, right? So it's we still choose to do that. Sure, you can be influenced by your environment, but ultimately you're deciding on consuming these things, right? You're making these poor decisions, right? And I often hear that it's expensive to eat healthy. Sure, but you know what else is expensive? All these cigarettes that we buy over the
Mm.
course of the year, all this alcohol that we buy over the course of the year, all these sneaks that we buy over the course of the year. Just imagine if you cut that out, how much more you can invest in the most important thing in your life, your body.